Here with Darren Pang, I'm Mike Emmerich saying hello, welcome.
Electric atmosphere here tonight, Mike. Let's meet tonight's starting goaltenders. Starting for the World All-Stars, Nikolai Habibulin. And in the opposite net, starting for the North American All-Stars, Patrick Waugh.
We're live in Florida.
Neither team able to get anything going here in the first.
Touch pass to Gonchar. Passes to Naslund. He scores! Naslund beats the goalie on the breakaway. The North American All-Stars now find themselves trailing. Draw in the neutral zone. Quick pass to Caberlo. Taps it ahead.
The assist to
Quick shot.
55.
Covered by Waugh.
Sergei Gonchar. And number 13, Matt Sundin.
Face off to the left of the net. Moves it quickly to Gonchar. Cross ice pass. Lidstrom, a drive. Closes the mid on it. Feeds it across. Up to Iginla. Over to Iginla. Off to Sundin. The North American All-Stars change on the fly. Lemieux plays it into the corner. Wide. Off the mark. That'll go wide of the cage. Feeds it across. Cross ice pass. Puck brought along by Shanahan. Left side to Sakic. The shot. Habibulin out of his net. Face off in the right circle. Thornton takes it up ice. Dancing in. Rings the post.
Wow, what a shot!
He covers it. Face off to the left of the net. Controlled by the North American All-Stars. Puts it on goal. Big shot. Incredible save. One times it to Kapanen. He covers it. Lemieux faces off in his own zone. Moves it quickly to Caberlo. One times it to Fedorov. Puck ahead to Fedorov. To Fedorov. That one off target. Korea starts it the other way. Big blast. Recovered by the North American All-Stars. Big shot. He grabs it. Cross ice to Palfy. Cross ice pass. The World All-Stars wants to put this one out of reach. The World All-Stars change it up. Waugh comes out to play the puck. Icing whistled against the North American All-Stars. Draw in the left circle. The North American All-Stars with the puck. Drops it. A shot. Snag. Feeds it across. That one off target. Gonchar brings it in offside. Face off in neutral ice. Touch pass to Modry. Across right to Daze. A long blast. Patted away. He smothers it. Face off to the left of the net. Thornton up with it. The wrist shot. They score! The wrist shot finds the back of the net. And Scores are all even now.
Top shelf, right under the crossbar. Doesn't get any better than that.
North
Draw
American
at center
All-Stars.
ice.
Goal.
Sent to Gonchar. Cross ice pass. Over to Zhamnov. Can't get through. Feeds it across. Feeds it across. To Lindros. Left side to Dimitrov. Right side to Zhamnov. Feeds it across. To Zhamnov. Cross ice pass. Scores! The goalie didn't have any help, and he gives up the goal. The World All-Stars establish a lead here.
That didn't take long. They decided to go right back at them and quickly punched in an answer.
Draw at center ice. Lemieux controls the puck.
Espen Knudsen.
The shot. Oh, he gets across and stops it by stacking the pads. Passes to Lemieux. To Korea. Left side to Iginla. Not so fast. Offside. Draw at center ice. Quick pass to Modry. Rink wide to Nolan. Blasts it. Snared by Waugh. Pass to Solani. Over to Shanahan. Pass to Shanahan. The North American All-Stars looking to even things up. Solani crosses the blue line a little early. Draw at center ice. Lemieux ahead with it. Across right to Elias. Cross ice pass. Cut off by Gonchar. Rink wide to Elias. Cut off by Pronger. Shoots it into the corner. Yashin in ahead of the play. Offside. The draw at center ice. Sent to Caberlaw. To Naslin. Feeds it across. Quick shot. Cross ice pass. The World All-Stars change up. Naslin on the hard around. Wide. Off the mark. Off the board. Pass to Parrish. Cross ice pass. Rink wide to Daze. Across right to Solani. Intercepted by Parrish. To Daze. Daze on the hard around. Off the board. Misses the mark. Over to Palfi. Over to Palfi. Rink wide to Solani. Bring on the smelling salts.
He was completely leveled.
Rink wide to Korea. Cross ice to Lemieux. Lemieux leading the rush. He shoots. Snag. Cross ice to Yager. Fires a slapper. Ozelinch chases it down. 3-on-2. The World All-Stars change up the line. Off the post. Face off in the left circle. Moves it quickly to Gonchar. One times it to Elias. Rister. Wide. Off the mark. To Sakic. Lidstrom, the pass. Over to Kapanen. Can't get through. Lets it rip. Tremendous pad save. Gathered in by Rapolsky. Offside is the signal. The North American All-Stars trying to tie it up. Dropped. Feeds it across. Cross ice to Roenick. Pass to Lindros. Retrieves it. Didn't get through. To Roenick. Rink wide to Lindros. Not so fast. Offside. Draw at center ice. Sent to Modry. Breakaway chance. With a wrist shot. Snared by Waugh. In deep. Pass to Korea. Unloads. Patted away. Fires the wrist shot. Walks in front. Shoots to Solani. Cross ice to Palfy. The North American All-Stars change it up. Pass to Solani. Didn't get through. Rink wide to Palfy. Loads it up and fires. Waugh found it in the webbing of his catching glove. Fedorov takes it up ice. The World All-Stars want to change lines. Over to Nolan. The World All-Stars head to the bench for a change. Off target. Rebounds off the boards. Taps it ahead. Cross ice to Nolan. The North American All-Stars head to the bench for a change. Wide of the mark. That'll go wide of the cage. Quick pass to Thornton. The drive. Over to Thornton. Lindros chases it down. With a slap shot. With a shot. Rebounds off the boards. Just wide. That shot's wide. Picked off. Over to Roenick. Up to Thornton. Shoots it into the corner. Off the board. Off the board. Guides it on to Naslund. To Yager. Over to Sundin. Can't get through. Can't get through. Over to Yager. Rink wide to Naslund. Still a close game. Pass to Korea. Feeds it across. Cross ice to Korea. In his kitchen.
Rafalski absolutely pummeled him.
The North American All-Stars chases it down. To Iginla. Across right to Lemieux. Lets it rip. What a spectacular save.
The North American All-Stars with the upper hand right now.
Over to Yager. Feeds it across. A 3-on-2 here. Drives one towards the net. Waugh grabs it. Along to Nolan. Cross ice to Shanahan. Cross ice to Sakic. The North American All-Stars rescue the puck. Rafalski dumps it to the corner. Hard off the boards. Shot sails wide. Looking. Picks it off. The play is called back for offside. Face off in neutral ice. One times it to Caberlo. To Eliash. Cross ice pass. Didn't get through. Cross ice pass. Shot. Robs him blind. Across right to Eliash. Rink wide to Kapanen. Cross ice to Yashin. Dumps it into the corner. Karam's off the boards. Misses wide. Off target. Pass a little off. Across right to Lindros. Feeds it across. Over to Ozelinch. To Palfy. Palfy ahead with it. Cross ice pass. Cross ice pass. Rink wide to Solani. Dumped into the corner. They're whistled for offside. Face off at neutral ice. Touch pass to Gonchar. Over to Naslund. Cross ice pass. Didn't get through. Advances the puck to Sundin. To Naslund. Over to Yager. Cross ice to Naslund. Intercepted by Iginla. Cross ice to Korea. Over to Iginla. Dumps it into the corner. Wide. Off the mark. Shot sails wide. Cross ice to Iginla. Cross ice pass. Cross ice to Lemieux. The North American All-Stars go for a line change. Lemieux, a drive. Moves it ahead. He can't get the pass. The North American All-Stars set up shop. One-timed over to Iginla. Moves it ahead. Feeds it across. Picked off. He drops it. The World All-Stars would love to have an insurance goal. Shooting. Feeds it across. One-timed over to Korea. Right side to Zhamnov. The North American All-Stars want a change. The North American All-Stars whistled for being offside. Face-off in the neutral zone. One-timed over to Gonchar. Right side to Shanahan. Leach back to get it. To Shanahan. The pass offline. Drops it. Can't get through. That'll leave a mark.
Now, you don't want to be on the wrong end of too many of those.
Blasts it. Recovered by Nolan. The World All-Stars whistled for the penalty. And the World All-Stars will be a man short.
Getting cheap shotted like that can't feel good.
World All-Stars penalty.
Face off to the left of the net.
Number 55.
Lemieux hustles to it.
Sergei Gonchar.
Quick shot. Kicks it away. He smothers it. He's like a brick wall in goal tonight. Draw to the left of the net. To Fedorov. Played into the corner. Wide. Off the mark. Shot sails wide. Passed ahead. Cross ice to Roenick. On goal. Feeds it along to Shanahan. Left side to Roenick. Cross ice pass. Sent into the corner. Sundin shoots it to the corner. Misses the mark. He missed the net. He missed the net. Short pass to Roenick. Cross ice pass. Sakic has it. That'll wake you up in the morning.
That's what you call physical hockey.
Less than a minute remaining on the power play. Off target. That shot's wide. Over to Shanahan. Rink wide to Roenick. Retrieved in the defensive end. Kapanen shoots it to the corner. Rebounds off the board. Shot sails wide. The shot snared. He covers it. Lemieux faces off in his own zone. Picked up by the North American All-Stars. He drops it. Cross ice to Iginla. Cross ice to Korea. The North American All-Stars with the man advantage. He got lit up by Iginla.
Iginla, physical in this game right off the hop.
Sent into the corner. He missed the net. The World All-Stars kills the penalty. Guides it on to Lemieux. To Lidstrom. Misses the mark. Right side to Lemieux. One times it to Fedorov. Over to Korea. The World All-Stars back to get it. Pass picked off by Iginla. Play whistle dead. Penalty coming up. And the North American All-Stars will be a man short.
Pronger roughed up a bit by Lemieux.
North American All-Stars
Face off in neutral ice. Sent to Ozolin. Korea dumps it to the corner. Sundin skates it all alone. Quick shot. Cross ice pass. Shoots it into the corner. Can't find the target. Hard off the board. Sent to Roenick. Nobody back. Here's a breakaway. Dumped into the corner. Can't find the target. Karem's off the boards. Can't get through. Leach on the hard around. He missed the net. Time on the power play winding down. Off the board. Slap shot. Smothers it. Draw to the right of the net. Sent to Iginla. Doesn't connect. Puck controlled by Solani. The World All-Stars rescue the puck. Knocked away. Dumped into the corner. Can't find the target. That shot's wide. Off the mark. Wide of the mark. Feeds it along to Solani. With a wrist shot. Incredible save. Puck covered. Face off to the left of the net. To Ozelinch. Dumped into the corner. Sundin plays it. To Naslund. Won't get there. Over to Yager. Picked off. Over to Lemieux. Dumps it into the corner. Not there. Rebounds off the board. Across left to Yager. The North American All-Stars change up the lines. Yager skates in all alone. Goalie out to play the puck. Face off to the left of the net. Quick pass to Caberlaw. Over to Shanahan. Lets it fly. Shanahan up with it. Along to Sakic. To Yashin. Still a close game. In all alone. Shanahan hustles to it. Takes a shot. Nolan races over to get it. Habibulin smothers it. Face off to the right of the net. Lemieux gets control. Hits the post.
The goalie must be living right. He's a bag of dirt there.
Over to Palfi. To Solani. Cross-ice pass. Feeds it across. To Iginla. Pass to Correa. The North American All-Stars going to lose 2 to the box. And the World All-Stars will be down 2 skaters.
Shanahan a little over physical on that one.
North American All-Stars.
The draw in the neutral zone. Touch pass to Ozelinch. Dumped into the corner. Off the board. He missed the net. Can't get there. The North American All-Stars being whistled for a penalty.
Paul Correa. 2 minutes for holding.
Rolnick must have lost his temper there. He went after him.
North American All-Stars.
Face off in the right circle.
Number 97.
One timed over to Caberlaw.
Jeremy Roenick.
Across left to Yager. Played into the corner.
1 minute remaining in the period.
Off target. Right side to Naslund. Cross ice pass. Cross ice to Sundin. Into the corner. Can't find the target. Rebounds off the boards. A few seconds remaining in the period. Feeds it along to Yager. Right side to Naslund with a shot. Robs him blind. He shoots! And that'll do it for the first period. The World All-Stars 2, the North American All-Stars 1. We're ready now for the start of the second period.
The World All-Stars got the best of the first period, but they've got to keep the pressure on if they want to win this thing.
Lindros controls it. Lindros shoots it to the corner. Played into the corner. Feeds it across. Quick shot. Robs him blind. Rink wide to Naslund. Smothered by Waugh. Draw in the left circle. Lindros gets control. Gets in. Quick shot. He missed the net. Can't find the target. That'll go wide of the cage. He covers it. Feeds it across. Face off to the left of the net. Moves it quickly to Ozelinch. Pass to Naslund. Blasts it. They killed the first penalty. The World All-Stars with the man advantage. Aginla plays it into the corner. That shot's wide. Off the mark. Moves it ahead. Feeds it across. With a wrist shot. Incredible save. Rings the post.
He missed scoring by just a couple of inches.
Wow, awful stingy between the pipes tonight. Face off in the right circle. Quick pass to Caberlaw. Dumps it into the corner. Pushes it up. Lets it rip. He was robbed blind. Blake plays it into the corner. That'll go wide of the cage. Shot sails wide. Just wide. Rink wide to Gonchar. Pass to Palfy. Time on the power play winding down. Picked up by the World All-Stars. Quick shot. Covered by Waugh. Face off in the left circle. One timed over to Ozelinch. Correa dumps it to the corner. Right side to Lidstrom. Off to Naslund. Right in front. Rafalski on the hard around. Shot sails wide. Misses wide. Wide. Off the mark. Waiting for things to clear. Over to Yager. Pass to Naslund. Covered up by Habibulin. Solani faces off in his own zone. Controlled by Correa. Habibulin smothers it. Draw in the left circle. Touch pass to Caberlaw. Can't get through. To Gonchar. Cross ice to Solani. The North American All-Stars are offside. Face off in the neutral zone. Touch pass to Ozelinch. Rink wide to Naslund. Cross ice to Sundin. Dumps it into the corner. Hard off the boards. The penalty is over. Off the mark. Over to Naslund. Left side to Yager. Cross ice to Sundin. Intercepted. Feeds it across. Touch pass to Correa. Tapped up to Yager. Over to Naslund. The World All-Stars wants to put this one out of reach. Over to Yager. Wrist shot. Kicked away. To Roenick. The World All-Stars chases it down. Along to Eliash. Cranks it. Habibulin out of his net. Comes to Kapanen. It's a breakaway. The World All-Stars head to the bench for a change. Waugh gathers it in. Face off to the right of the net. Sent to Caberlaw. Drives one towards the net.
absolutely pummeled them.
Blast it! Tremendous pad save. Puck ahead to Palffy. One times it to Korea. Big shot. On to Solani. Rink wide to Palffy. Into the corner. The World All-Stars change up. Sent into the corner. Rebounds off the boards. Just missed. Off to Shanahan. Shanahan races over to get it. Over to Sundin. The North American All-Stars change on the fly. Blake starts it the other way. Pass to Lindros. A shot. Covered up. Face off to the left of the net. Lemieux gets control. Cross ice to Eliash. Over to Kapanen. Cross ice pass. Cross ice pass. Feeds it across. Intercepted. Yeshin, a drive. Kicks it away. Wall covers it. Takes a shot. Face off in the left circle. Quick pass to Kaberlo. To Solani. Right side to Daze. Over to Parrish. Rink wide to Daze. The North American All-Stars looking for the equalizer. Rink wide to Daze. Over to Palffy. To Parrish. To Damphus. The World All-Stars change up the lines. Caberlet shoots it to the corner. They're whistled for offside. Face off at center ice. Sakic races over to get it. Cross ice pass. Over to Sundin. Rink wide to Naslund. Moves it quickly to Sundin. Left side to Nolan. Cross ice to Shanahan. Pass to Nolan. Feeds it across. Cut off by Gonchar. Right side to Naslund. Feeds it across. Advance to Sundin. The World All-Stars head to the bench for a change. Was he ever drilled?
I'm guessing that didn't feel too good.
Fires the wrist shot. Right side to Shanahan. Shanahan takes it. Feeds it across. Cross ice to Shanahan. Sent into the corner. Just wide. Wide. Off the mark. Across left to Kapanen. Over to Eliash. Over to Kapanen. Pass to Eliash. Didn't get through. To Korea. The World All-Stars will skate shorthanded. Penalty call. And the World All-Stars will be shorthanded.
Kapanen overzealous on that one.
Face off in the right circle. Lemieux ahead with it. Feeds it across. A shot. Fedorov on the hard around. Misses the mark. Just missed. Misses wide. Off the mark. To Korea. Ahead with the puck. Dumped into the corner. To Iginla. Skates his way through the neutral zone. He shoots. Save by Habibulin. Gathered in by Gonchar. Naslund faces off in his own zone. Sakic controls it. Pass to Shanahan. Quick shot. Wrist shot. Oh, he gets across and stops it by stacking the pads. It hit the post.
The goalie must be living right. He's a bag of dirt there.
Wide. Off the mark. Picks it off. Into the corner. Rebounds off the boards. Rebounds off the boards. Hard off the boards. One timed over to Sundin. To Sundin. Left side to Roenick. Cross ice pass. The North American All-Stars on the power play. Lidstrom plays it into the corner. Wide. Off the mark. Off the mark. Across right to Shanahan. Smothered. Face off to the right of the net. Moves it quickly to Modry. Left side to Iginla. To Gonchar. Intercepted by Lemieux. Over to Correa. Puck brought along by Correa. Shooting. Huge pad save. Dumped into the corner. 5-on-5 hockey now. That'll go wide of the cage. Wide of the mark. One times it to Kapanen. Point blank range. Smothered by Waugh. Face off in the right circle. One times it to Kaberlo. One timed over to Sundin. Cross ice pass to Nolan. Over to Yager. Cross ice to Naslund. Cross ice to Yager. One timed over to Naslund. Passes to Nolan. To Shanahan. Over to Nolan. Dumped into the corner. Offside is the signal. The draw at center ice. Sent to Modry. Across right to Solani. Rink wide to Daze. What a hip check.
I'm guessing that didn't feel too good.
Left side to Dumfus. To Parrish. Shooting. Huge pad save. Rink wide to Parrish. Pass picked off by Solani. Solani got it in, but an offside call. Draw in the neutral zone. Over to Gonchar. Rink wide to Iginla. Cuts in. Takes a shot. Off the board. Over to Lidstrom. Cut off by Iginla. Lidstrom gathers it in. To Iginla. The North American All-Stars head to the bench for a change. Feeds it across. Cross ice to Kapanen. Yashin back to get it. Pass to Hess. He cuts in with a shot. The North American All-Stars head to the bench for a change. Fires away. Snatched by Waugh. Waugh in front. Two-on-one here. The North American All-Stars looking for the equalizer. Lidstrom plays it into the corner. Not there. Shot sails wide. Over to Nolan. Rink wide to Sakic. Through the neutral zone. Across left to Nolan. With a slap shot. Covered up. Chased down by Kaberlo. Face off to the right of the net. Thornton plays it. Sent to Roenick. One timed over to Thornton. Out to Naslund. Cross ice pass. Across right to Naslund. Intercepted. Taps it ahead. The World All-Stars gets control. Face off in the left circle. One timed over to Kaberlo. Sent to Solani. Up to Correa. Breakaway. Habibulin comes out to play the puck. Rink wide to Palfi. Along to Fedorov. Breakaway. The World All-Stars in the midst of a change. Feeds it along to Correa. Oh, here's a breakaway all by himself. The North American All-Stars change on the fly. Puts one on goal. Sent to Iginla. Over to Lemieux. Feeds it along to Kapanen. Shooting. Covers it. Draw in the right circle. Moves it quickly to Modry. Lets it fly. Cut off by Naslund. Moves it quickly to Sundin. To Naslund. Intercepted. To Naslund. Short pass to Shanahan. Pushes it up. Rink wide to Shanahan. Moves it ahead. Cross ice to Yager. Pass to Sakic. The North American All-Stars. Change up. Dumps it into the corner. He missed the net. Off the board. Intercepted. Rafalski, the pass to Fedorov. Rockets one. To Roenick. Can't get through. Off to Fedorov. Big blast. Quick shot. Over to Lindros. Cross ice pass. The World All-Stars looking for an insurance goal here. Off target. Karam's off the boards. Over to Lindros. Skates his way through the neutral zone. Left side to Roenick. To Kapanen. Intercepted. Rink wide to Thornton. Dumped into the corner. Can't find the target. He missed the net. Moves it quickly to Roenick. The North American All-Stars want to change lines. With a slap shot. Covered up by Waugh. Face-off to the left of the net. Lemieux takes the puck. Over to Correa. Feeds it across. Intercepted. He touches it up and gets the icing call. Draw in the left circle. The North American All-Stars rescue the puck. Solani, a drive. Icing will face it off at the other end. Face off in the left circle. Puck controlled by Sakic. One-timed over to Zhamnov. He shoots. Moves it quickly to Knudsen. Covers it. Draw to the right of the net. Dumfus plays it. Cross ice pass. The North American All-Stars in the midst of a change. The World All-Stars being whistled for a penalty. And the North American All-Stars will have the man advantage.
When you hook a man on the open ice, you're sure to get called for it.
Face
off to the left of the net. To Fedorov. Feeds it across. Pass to Correa. Dumped into the corner. Wide of the mark. Misses the mark. Rebounds off the boards. Advances the puck to Correa. Cross ice pass. The World All-Stars rescue the puck with a slap shot. Snag. To Lidstrom. Intercepted by Lemieux. It's a breakaway. Quick shot. Habibulin grabs it. Quick shot. Lemieux controls it. Can't reach the pass. Lidstrom on the hard around. Misses the mark. The North American All-Stars with an extra skater. That play is offside. Draw at center ice. Touch pass to Modry. Modry dumps it to the corner. Less than a minute remaining on the penalty. Not there. Wide of the mark. Karam's off the boards. Hands it to Roenick. Cross-ice pass. Left side to Roenick. Modry shoots it to the corner. The World All-Stars are offside. Moves it quickly to Fedorov. Sundin on the hard around. Misses the mark. Off the board. Can't find the target. Pass to Sundin. He covers it. Draw to the right of the net. Sakic plays it. Pass to Roenick. Rink wide to Sakic. To Roenick. Shoots it into the corner. Lidstrom crosses the blue line a little early. Face off in neutral ice. Lemieux races over to get it. Dumped into the corner. That'll go wide of the cage. Off the mark. Fires away. Smothers it. Draw to the left of the net. One times it to Fedorov. Cross-ice pass. The shot. He covers it. Face off in the left circle. Lemieux with the puck. Over to Correa with a slap shot. He smothers it. Pronger starts it the other way. Face off in the left circle. Dumfus races over to get it. Over to Daze. Feeds it across. Over to Daze. Daze has it. Left side to Parrish. To Polfi. Pass to Salami. Intercepted. Into the corner. He missed the net. Misses wide. That'll go wide of the cage. Won't get there. Along to Polfi. Polfi hustles to it. Feeds it across. Cross-ice pass. Feeds it across. The World All-Stars looking for a little breathing room. Salami with the slap shot. Taken by Waugh. To Shanahan. Oh, he'll feel that one tomorrow.
If you're not paying attention, you'll pay the price.
Lidstrom put through the glass.
I hope nobody, including the crowd, was hurt on that brutal check.
Here's another look at that big hit.
Somebody peel him off. He got plastered on that hit, Doc.
Draw at center ice. Gathered in by Lemieux. Quick shot. Karam's off the boards. Not there. Wide of the mark. Rink wide to Elias. The World All-Stars change up the lines. Guides it on to Lemieux. Quick pass to Kapanen. To Kapanen. Gathered in by Pronger. Taps it ahead. Off to Correa. Correa takes it. Lidstrom controls it. Advanced to Elias. Feeds it across. 2-on-1 here. The drive. The period almost over. Save by Waugh. Across right to Thornton. Left side to Kapanen. Touch pass to Elias. Rockets one. Oh, here's a breakaway all by himself. The North American All-Star. Change up. Shooting. Gonchar on the hard around. And only one period remains. The World All-Stars. 2, the North American All-Stars. 1. We're ready for the beginning of the third period.
Mike, we're looking at a wild finish. This one's tight.
Touch pass to Gonchar. Cross-ice pass. Shooting. He grabs it. Covered up. Draw to the left of the net. Sakic up with it. Feeds it across to Nolan. Picked off. One timed over to Solani. Doesn't connect. Oh, is he hit?
If you're not paying attention, you'll pay the price.
Quick pass to Shanahan. He shoots. Huge pad save. Sent to Palpy. Feeds it along to Nolan. Pass to Shanahan. Intercepted. Slap shot. Just wide. Advance to Sakic. Lets it rip. Incredible save. Covered up by Waugh. Lemieux faces off in his own zone. Lemieux plays it. Pass to Iginla. 1 goal game. Lidstrom races back to get it. Play is called back for offside. Draw in the neutral zone. Lemieux controls the puck. Cross ice pass. Cross ice to Lemieux. Korea beats him to the puck. 1 to Iginla. The North American All-Stars back to get it. Lemieux crosses the blue line a little early and is called for offside. Face off in the neutral zone. Sent to Modry. Right side to Elias. He won't get to it. Icing call against the World All-Stars. Fedorov faces off in his own zone. Over to Nolan. Left side to Palpy. Right side to Fedorov. To Palpy. The drive! The World All-Stars in the midst of a change. Gathered in by Jovanovski. Guides it on to Nolan. The World All-Stars change up. Dumped into the corner. Just wide. Off the board. Can't get through. Sundin plays it into the corner. The North American All-Stars go for a line change. Misses wide. Off the board. Over to Yager. He smothers it. Draw to the left of the net. The North American All-Stars rescue the puck. Quick pass to Korea. Over to Elias. Across left to Kapanen. Across right to Lemieux. Shot. He won't allow it. Gathered in by Lemieux. Advance to Pronger. Pass to Korea. Controlled by Korea. Korea on the hard around. Can't find the target. Over to Elias. Smothered by Habibulin. Face off to the right of the net. One timed over to Kaberlo. Rafalski plays it. The World All-Stars want a change. Cross ice pass. The North American All-Stars change up. The wrist shot. Puck covered. Gloved it. Face off to the left of the net. Moves it quickly to Gonchar. Over to Naslin. Tees it up. That one won't get to him. Worked ahead to Yager. The North American All-Stars change on the fly. The World All-Stars looking for an insurance goal here. The World All-Stars head to the bench for a change. Rockets one. He smothers it. Draw to the right of the net. Over to Modry. Ozelinch in the defensive end to get it. Offside is whistled.
Iginla really getting frustrated out there. The plays just aren't coming to him.
Face off at center ice. Over to Caberlo. Cross ice to Solani. Intercepted. Feeds it across. To Damphousse. Quick pass to Damphousse. Intercepted by Zhitnik. Pass to Palfi. Cut off by Daze. Over to Solani. Rink wide to Palfi. Drops it. The World All-Stars head to the bench for a change. Misses wide. Puck ahead to Damphousse. In all alone. The World All-Stars go for a line change. He covers it. Face off to the left of the net. Puck controlled by Lemieux. Drop to Correa. Across left to Iginla. Takes a shot. Picked up by the World All-Stars. To Yager. Knocked out of play. Crashes through the glass.
The game just got up front and personal for a fan in the front row.
Let's take another look at that big hit.
Something had to give, and it turned out to be the glass on that play.
The draw in the neutral zone. Sakic with the puck. Pass to Elias. Cross-ice pass. Picked up by Sakic. The wrist shot. Over to Kapanen. Scoring chance. The World All-Stars want a change. Covers it. Lemieux faces off in his own zone. Lemieux races over to get it. To Correa. Iginla shoots it to the corner. Hard off the board. Off the board. Pass to Yager. Wrister. Scores! Habibulin flailed at the hard wrist shot. And that goal ties it up.
A quick wrister that found its way into the net.
Neither team with an advantage. Across left to Roenick. Over to Lindros. Palfi retrieves it. The World All-Stars being called for a penalty. And the North American All-Stars will get the man advantage.
All that stick work will get you a penalty every time.
Lidstrom faces off in his own zone. Gathered in by Sakic. Lidstrom dumps it to the corner. Misses wide. Wide of the mark. Cross ice to Shanahan. Over to Roenick. Into the corner. Hard off the boards. Rebounds off the boards. Across left to Roenick. Across right to Shanahan. Lidstrom shoots it to the corner. That'll go wide of the cage. Shot sails wide. Cross ice pass with the shot. Lets it fly. Denies him. Scores! The power play pays off with a goal. And the North American American All-Stars will now skate with a one-goal lead.
Nice timing with the wrist shot. He just waited and waited until the right time to shoot.
Face off at center ice. Picked up by Lemieux. Rink wide to Correa. Correa shoots it to the corner. Wide of the mark. Shot sails wide. Karam's off the boards. To Naslund. Naslund on a breakaway. Wrist shot. Waugh gathers it in. Draw to the right of the net. One timed over to Modry. Takes a shot. Fantastic pad save. Face off in the left circle. Thornton plays it. Shot. Pushes it up. Feeds it across. Oh, he'll feel that one tomorrow. Ouch! Across right to Zhamnov. Feeds it across. The World All-Stars change on the fly. He shoots. Lets it fly. A shot. Guides it on to Lindros. Cross-ice pass. That puck out of play. Tastes a little glass.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
Somebody get the trainer. Look at this big hit.
Whoa, those fans in the front row just had an uninvited guest.
The World All-Stars looking for the equalizer. Across right to Naslund. One timed over to Sundin. Big shot. Rink wide to Iginla. Iginla controls the puck. Feeds it across. To Naslund. Intercepted. Feeds it across. Feeds it across. Dumps it into the corner. Off the board. Off the board. Guides it on to Correa. Cross-ice pass. The North American All-Stars change it up. Across left to Lemieux. Cross ice to Palfi. That one out of reach. Across right to Solani. Drives one towards the net. Covered by Waugh. Draw to the right of the net. Sakic ahead with it. Feeds it across. The slap shot. Habibulin with the glove save. He smothers it. Face off in the left circle. Touch pass to Lindros. Errant pass. To Naslund. Gathered in by Naslund. Draw to the right of the net. One times it to Caberlo. Pass to Nolan with a slap shot. Cross ice to Shanahan. Over to Sakic. Pass picked off by Caberlo. Sakic races back to get it. The World All-Stars change on the fly. Dimitra starts it the other way. The North American All-Stars want to change lines. Across right to Knudsen. The North American All-Stars chases it down. Advances the puck to Lemieux. Tapped up to Correa. Quick shot. Shoots. Caberlet retrieves it. Fires the wrist shot. Right side to Zhamnov. The World All-Stars looking for the equalizer. Cross-ice pass. Dumped into the corner. Wide of the mark. Rebounds off the boards. Setting up. Puck ahead to Lemieux. Advances the puck to Lemieux. to Yager. Big shot! Swallowed by the glove. Waugh smothers it. Draw in the left circle. Sent to Modry. Big shot! Right in front of the net! Takes a shot! Quick pass to Palfy. Up to Nolan. Across right to Shanahan. Over to Nolan. Over to Shanahan. That one off target. Back to touch it, and we'll have an icing against the North American All-Stars. Face off in the left circle. One timed over to Gonchar. Cross ice pass. Fires a slapper. Big blast. Ah, he was robbed blind. Cross ice to Naslund. Rink wide to Roenick. The pass off the mark. The World All-Stars go for a line change. To Naslund. One timed over to Yager. Blasts it. Moves it ahead. Cross ice to Roenick. Roenick connects on the hip check.
Zhitnik absolutely pummeled him.
Zhitnik retrieves it. Advances the puck to Kaberlo. To Yashin. The World All-Stars go for a line change. Scores! He makes them pay for some poor defense. We've got a tie game now.
Missed assignments like that are going to make it a very long night.
Draw at center ice. Lemieux with the puck. Cross ice to Korea. Cut off by Palfy.
Number 26.
Palfy shoots it to the corner.
And
Just wide.
Number 41.
Rebounds off the board. Wide. Off the mark. The World All-Stars want a change. Icing against the North American All-Stars. The World All-Stars with more shots. Draw to the left of the net. Picked up by the North American All-Stars. Drops it. Cross ice to Nolan. The slap shot. Smothered by Hobby Bulin. Face off in the left circle. One times it to Kaberlo. The wrist shot. The score is tied. Redden on the hard around. Redden brings it in offside. The draw in the neutral zone. Thornton takes the puck. Thornton dumps it to the corner. That'll go wide of the cage. Just wide. Over to Lindros. Cross ice to Zhamnov. Short pass to Thornton. Cross ice pass. Lindros plays it into the corner. Off the board. Misses the mark. Pass to Dimitra. Knutson plays it to Dimitra. Across right to Zhamnov. Across left to Dimitra. The World All-Stars change it up. Feeds it across. Cross ice to Korea. Pass to Iginla. The North American All-Stars in the midst of a change. With a shot. Smothered by Hobby Bulin. Draw in the left circle. The North American All-Stars rescue the puck. Shanahan, a drive. Robbed him.
Oh, that's highway robbery.
Across right to Naslund. Shanahan races over to get it. Rink wide to Yager. Cross ice to Yager. Over to Shanahan. Over to Nolan. Pass to Naslund. He won't get to it. Sundin gets control. Left side to Yager. The North American All-Stars change up the lines. With a shot. Over to Zhitnik. To Yager. Rink wide to Naslin. Across left to Yager. Pass a little off. Yager skates hard to reach the puck. Sent to Sundin. The World All-Stars change up the lines. Offside is the signal. I want to see that save again.
Wow! What a save on that one-timer. That was almost in.
Face-off in the neutral zone. Sent to Gonchar. Pass to Palfy. Big blast! Law gloves it. Pushes it up. Touch pass to Lemieux. A long blast. Over to Solani. All even in this one. Pass picked off by Aginla. Solani gets control. Pushes it up. The shot. Pass to Correa. Over to Aginla. Over to Correa. Played into the corner. Misses wide. Misses wide. Across right to Correa. Across right to Correa. Over to Aginla. 2 on none. With a wrist shot. Toe save. Controlled by the World All-Stars. Left side to Yager. Sent into the corner. Correa in ahead of the play. Offside. Face-off in the neutral zone. Sakic with the puck. Across right to Shanahan. Gathered in by Blake. Over to Nolan. Cross-ice pass. Along to Sundin. Oh, is he crushed?
Zhitnik physical in this game right off the hop.
Face-off in the right circle. Taken by the North American All-Stars. Touch pass to Roenick. Over to Kapanen. Cranks it. Huge pad save. Cross-ice pass. Pass to Roenick. Right side to Lindros. Lindros races over to get it. In deep. Moves it quickly to Lindros. Over to Kapanen. Intercepted. Lidstrom ahead with it. Touch pass to Elias. Shot. Over to Correa. The World All-Stars head to the bench for a change. The North American All-Stars head to the bench for a change. Unload! Over to Naslin. The World All-Stars change up the lines. Puck control by Pronger. Pronger, the pass. Cross-ice pass. Across left to Aginla. Naslin brings it in offside. Draw at center ice. The North American All-Stars rescue the puck. Sent into the corner. Left side to Caberlo. Under 20 seconds remaining in the period. Rink wide to Solani. Crushed. That was painful to watch. Feeds it across. Slammed through the glass.
The game just got up front and personal for a fan in the front row.
Somebody get the trainer. Look at this big hit.
Naslin zeroed in on him and delivered a lethal blow there.
Face-off in the neutral zone. Quick pass to Modry. Pass to Dimitra. Rink wide to Zhamnov. Unload. He stacked the pads and rubbed him. The North American All-Stars. 3. The World All-Stars. 3. All set for the start of the overtime period. The draw at center ice. Moves it quickly to Gonchar. Cross ice to Iginla. Cross ice to Naslund. Over to Yager. Over to Yager. Can't reach the pass. Over to Iginla. Cut off by Lidstrom. Pass to Lemieux. Sent to Naslund. Feeds it across. Feeds it across. Gonchar sets it up. Gathered in by Gonchar. Gonchar gets control. Rink wide to Naslund. Slap shot. He gloves it. Cross ice pass. Oh, here's a breakaway all by himself. The North American All-Stars. Change on the fly. Fires the wrist shot. Sent to Lemieux. Lets it rip. Tremendous pad save. Hits the post.
Goalies love it when the rubber hits the iron.
Over to Iginla. Puck covered. Face off to the left of the net. Puck controlled by Shanahan. Pushes it up. The score is tied. Feeds it across. Shanahan shoots it to the corner. Offside.
Shanahan just can't get anything going here so far.
Draw at center ice. Gathered in by Lindros. Pass to Thornton. Big blast! Oh, he was robbed blind. He's in close. Quick pass to Thornton. The wrist shot. The wrist shot. Toe save. Pass to Kapanen. Over to Yashin. Guides it on to Lindros. Lindros shoots it to the corner. Off the mark. Rebounds off the boards. Over to Kapanen. Cross ice pass. Pass to Iginla. Iginla dumps it to the corner. He missed the net. That shot's wide. He shoots. Habibulin smothers it. Face off in the right circle. Over to Gonchar. What a hip check.
The North American All-Stars sending the message that if you're standing there, you're going to get hit, even if it's after the whistle.
Naslund races over to get it with a slap shot. Covered up. Naslund takes the puck. Face off in the left circle to Caberlo. Along to Fedorov. Fires the wrist shot. Waugh gloves it. Rink wide to Solani. Passes to Lemieux. Caberlet gathers it in. Fedorov plays it into the corner. Fired off the board. He missed the net. Waiting for things to clear. Over to Solani. To Lemieux. Zhitnik gathers it in. The World All-Stars whistled for being offside. Ooh, that was a hard check into the bench.
Kind of embarrassing to find yourself on the bench after a hit like that.
Neither team with an advantage. One timed over to Gonchar. Rink wide to Sakic. Across right to Naslund. Can't get through. Jovanovski controls the puck. Habibulin gathers it in. Face off in the left circle. Quick pass to Modry. Feeds it across. Time almost up. Closes the mid on it. Right side to Lindros. Unloads. Drops in wide. He shoots. Moves it ahead. Left side to Kapanen. Played into the corner. Offside. Draw in the neutral zone. Touch pass to Gonchar. Lemieux dumps it to the corner. Beside me, as always, Darren Pang. I'm Mike Emery.
Ladies and gentlemen,
good evening, everyone.
Here are tonight's 3 stars of the game. The third star from the North American All-Stars, number 4, Rob Blake. The second star from the World All-Stars, number 35, Nikolai Habibulin. And the first star of the game from the North American All-Stars, number 33, Patrick Waugh.